Hey besties, a lot of people have asked me to teach this design, like to make a tutorial on this design, and I have been so reluctant because this bag is very stressful. But as today is my birthday now, I decided to give my friends something new. So get your materials and be so away. For this tutorial, I'm making use of size 0.60 fishing line and then size 8 pearl beads, black pearl beads. So let's do together, guys. Let's go.
We'll start with the normal rings of 4. We're going to make 24 rings of this. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 rings. So when you get to the 24th one, you're going to pass your line back to come out from this place. From the bead here, from the last but one bead. That is the second to the last bead. So you pass it back. We're passing it back to come out here, because this when we do the 24 rings, the next line is going to be the reduction method. You're going to be reducing. Just follow this tutorial. You understand what I'm saying? Just follow it follow me step by step. Follow step by step. So you're going to come out here. That is, both lines will come out here. See? So you continue here. So the fishing line on top, you are going to add 3 beads. 1, 2, 3, and cross into the third one with the fishing line down. Can you see? Can you see? When you come out from this place, you're going to do that. Can you see? So we're going to do it all the way down until we get to the last but one bead again. All the way down now. It's just the normal matting method you're going to follow down. I'm sorry, I didn't know that my storage was full already. So the part I miss is that when you bead down, like when I bead down, instead of you to bead to the last one, you are going to stop at the last but one bead before you turn. But I'm going to teach you that here. So let's just, so from here now, we're going to keep beading all the way down until we get to the last but one bead again, since we are doing the reduction method. So when you get to the last but one bead, that is the second to the last bead, you're going to put your fishing line, and instead of it to cross up, you're going to add 2 beads to the fishing line at the top. You add 2 beads to this fishing line at the top, and then you will put it back inside this one, and then you pull like this. Can you see? When you come back outside in this bead, you bring both fishing lines, you pass back into this bead. So the fishing line, this is, let me show you very well. So you come out in this one. So that's the same thing I did here, and here is the reduction process. So we're going to keep reducing. So let's continue again. So you are going to continue by adding 3 beads to the bead on the right, and you cross into the 3rd bead. Can you see? So we're going to continue all the way down again until we get to the second to the last bead, where we're going to turn back, and you reduce. When you get to the top, you're going to follow the reduction method as we did earlier. So you keep reducing. So let's go. So when we get here, we are going to be stopping at, you know, our extension is our reduction is with the last but 2 beads. You understand? So when we get here, you know, that means we are skipping this bead and this bead. That is, we are skipping the first one and the last bead. So this is what your work should look like now. Can you see? So they should have a triangle like this. Like this. So we're going to pass back our fishing line. Remember, we're not tying. We don't tie. So now we're going to be, you know, here we started with 24 rings, and then we did reduction method. After 24 rings, let's recap. When you make your first 24 rings, you're going to skip the first bead, this one, and then you continue, like you pass your line back into this place, into this bead here. So you're going to continue here, and then when you get to the end, you're not going to stop at the end, you're going to stop at the second, but the second to the last bead. Do you understand? You're going to stop at the second to the last bead, and you're going to end it there. Then when you turn back, you're going to turn back and bring it into this bead again, and then you're going to mat down until you get to the second to the last bead again. So this reduction period, you're going to be beading, matting until you get to the second to the last bead. You skip the first and the last bead, so you mat until you get here. So you're supposed to have this triangle. I hope we got that. If you have if you started with an even number, you're going to have it like this. You're going to end with 2 beads here. So please be careful not to start with odd numbers. You can actually start with odd numbers, but it's not going to be the same. It's not exactly the same method when you want to join the bag together. Do you understand? Especially when you want to build the handle, you're going to be confused when you get to that part. So I prefer using the even number method. It's simpler. So now we're going to do the increments. So now we're going to be increasing the bag. You're going to be building your bag to the size you want exactly. So you'll be building to the size you want now. So please follow me. Be very patient. For these increments, you are going to skip the first bead. and go into the next bead. You put your fishing line into the next bead, and then you mat all the way up. A normal matting process, normal matting method, all the way up. You know, the first line, like the first ring at each line, you are going to be using 3 beads. Then subsequent rings will be 2 beads. So 2 beads. We are about to get to the parts where we extend. When you get to the last bead here, you're not going to turn yet. You're still going to cross into the bead at the top. So you cross into the bead at the top. So this fishing line on your right, on your left, the fishing line on your left hand side, you are going to insert 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. And cross into the 3rd bead like this. So that's our first extension. You cross into the 3rd bead, the one that is going to face this place. Can you see? So the fishing line at the top, you're going to make another extension. This bag is very, very tricky, so please be patient. So the fishing line at the top, the one at the top, you're going to add 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. You add 4 beads and cross into the first bead that you added. 4 beads and cross, like you're going to put it back into the 4th bead that you added, like this. Then this fishing line here, you're going to add 1 bead, and then you're going to add another 1 bead and you cross into it. Did you get that? Like this. Can you see? So we have made an extension here and another extension here. So we're going to follow the normal matting method all the way down. So when we get here to the down part, we'll be reducing. We're going to be stopping at the 2nd to the last bead. You won't be getting here. You'll be stopping at the 2nd to the last bead. So we're going to be matting all the way down. So when we get to the second to the last bead, we're going to be using our reduction method. We're not going to get here, we're going to stop here. So like this, and then we're going to get 2 beads. You add 2 beads to this fishing line at the top, and then you cross into the second bead. So you're going to come back outside in this bead. So now we're going to start from this bead instead of this one. So that's our reduction method. So now we're going to continue. That's just what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be reducing when we get here, and you'll be extending when you get here. So if you get confused, you can always go back to where I showed you how to extend, how to make an extension. You know, you're going to make the first extension here, and this is the second extension. So now I'm just going to continue beading. We are going to do that until we have 25 on this extension side. Until we have 25 on this side. 25 rings. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So when you get 25 here, you should now start reduction method. We want to build this bag like this to have it's going to have 4 corners, like you're going to be building like this. So when we get the 25 rings, you're going to pass your line back to this bead here, the second bead. Then we start reducing. Pass your line to the second bead. So now on this line at the top, we are going to add 3 beads and cross into the third. This bag is very tricky, so you have to watch carefully. So when you start reducing, the first thing to note is that these 2 points here adjacent each other will be pointy edges. And you see these 2 points, this one and this one, these two. I'll show you very well because I made a mistake. I just corrected myself too. So this point here and this one will be pointy edges. So when we are done building, this one and the one here will be curved edges. So now let's do the reduction method. So now let's do our reduction method. when you get to this place, you have 2 beads here, and then you come back. You know we are doing reduction method now, so you are going to be stopping at the second to the last bead. So when you get to the second to the last bead, yeah, the bead here, this one, that's where you are going to stop. Skip the first bead and you go into the next bead. Your line will come out from this bead, the second bead. I hope you can see. So again, you're going to add 3 beads to the fishing line on your right, and then you cross into the third, like this. So when you get to the second to the last bead, you're going to turn back. Just put your fishing line here. If you're patient enough, you're not going to make any mistakes at all, because I'm being very, very slow, and this tutorial is explanatory enough. See? So you bring your fishing line back out in this bead. Both fishing lines will come out here, and then you build back down, because we are reducing. So that's the same thing you're going to do here. When you get here, the same way we did earlier, you're going to stop at the second to the last bead. So on one side you have a pointy edge and a curved edge, and the other side you have a curved edge and a pointy edge. And now we are going to build the sides of our bag. I already did this place off camera. So to build the sides, you're going to come here to this pointy edge, and then you count to
3 rings, 3 rings of 4.
Say 1,
1, 2, 3.
2, 3, and then you trace it all the way up, and then you mark. Seriously, then you come here, this place again, and you count 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you trace all the way down, and then you mark. Can you see? You mark. So I have traced it here. I've done this place, so I'll just mark here. This is where I'll be building my sides. This place, I'm going to start from here, because I've done this part. I don't need to mark. I marked earlier with this. You mark this place, trace down, then mark both places too, so you don't exceed the places that you have marked. So now let me start building. So I'm going to build from here, from this bead to this one. So let's start building. When you get here, you're going to put your line into this bead, this one, and then into the one facing it. So you're going to add 2 beads to your line. You add 2 beads here and cross into the second. Like this. Can you see? Can you see that it's this same line? Can you see? So you're going to make an extension. You add 4 beads into the line on your right side. 2, 3, 4, and you cross into the first bead. I'm going to put it back into the first bead. We're making an extension there. This one, we're going to be making extension and reduction method, extension and reduction method. Like this. So it's going to be like this, so you are going to add one bead to this one and one bead to this one, and then you cross into this bead down, like this. So your work should look like this, facing down. So you're going to put your line into this bead here, and the next bead, and then you cross into one bead. So like this. I'm going to add 3 beads here. So you are going to add 3 beads into this line down. One, 2, 3, and you cross into the third. Like this. So you are going to build back up. You put it inside this bead here, and then you add 2 beads to this line and cross into the second. Like this. Like this. So you put it inside this one too, inside the next bead, and then you're going to add 2 beads to this line, and you cross into the second. So we're going to be adding and reducing here, same way we build the body of the bag, like this. So you're going to add 3 beads into this line and cross into the third. Like this. So you're going to add 3 beads here. I'm going to add 3 beads here and cross into the third again. I'm bringing it back down. Okay, so now we're going to pass the line down so we can close this place. So when you pass all the way down to this place, you're going to put your line into the next 2 beads here, into the next 2 beads, and then you'll cross with 1 bead. I told you this bag is very tricky, so you have to follow me step by step. Like this. So now we're going to add 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3, and cross into the third. So face back up. like this. So it's the same process we're going to repeat here. Again, we're going to build back up. So now you're going to make an extension. You add 3 beads to this line. And you cross into the third one. So now you put the line into these 2 beads after you pass it back down. Put line into these 2 beads, and then you add 1 bead and close into it. Like this. So you're going to add 3 beads to this line. 2, 3. And then you build back up again. So we're just going to follow the same process. Now that's the end. That's how wide our side is. Look at it. Can you see? So now you build back up. We're not going to come back down anymore. We're not going to come back down anymore. So now you're just going to build back up. Then you extend when you get here and reduce when you get down. So just work with me, please. So when you get up here, you're going to be making an extension. And when you get back down, you'll be making a reduction. So we're going to make another extension. You add 4 beads into this line here, this one. And you put it back into the first bead. So we're going to add 2 beads into the line at the top, this one. You can play my video on low speed so you can understand very well. Like this. Can you see? So we build back down, but when we get here, we're going to be stopping at the second to the last bead because we are reducing here. We are not going to make another extension because this is how wide our back side is going to be. So when you get here, you're going to, when you start into the second to the last bead, you add 2 beads to the line in your right hand, and then you cross it into this one at the top. You just put the line back into this one at the top. Like this. So you come back outside the second to the last bead, and then you build up again. Then you build back up. So when we get here, we'll be reducing. I've taught you the reduction method before. So when we get here, you'll be reducing, and when you get here, you'll be adding. So while you're adding, please put this side into consideration. The length has to be the same with this side. Okay? So now let's add till we have the same length with this place. And cross into the third. Like this, like this. So now we're going to build back down. 1, 2, and you cross into the third. Like this. So you go into the next bead, and then you add 2 beads to your left, then you cross into the second. So now we'll be doing reduction method like this. Can you see? So the trick is to just count like we counted earlier. So when you compare, you see that they are the same length. Can you see? Can you see? Oh, hey, can you see? Can you see? So our normal reduction method now. You can go back to see the reduction method if you are confused. On each line, where you want to form a new line, you start from the second to the last bead. That is your reduction method. So now I have done this side off camera. So let's build this side together. Let's join this side together. Watch me, because you'll be doing this one by yourself. It's the same method. I'm going to put your fishing line into this bead here. So start into this bead here. Then you put it inside this bead, and then you will cross into this bead here.
How would I know your boyfriend's name? And how would I know who is who?
You cross into this bead. Can you see? Like this. So you pass your fishing line all the way through to this bead here. Like that, and put the other one to inside. Like this.
You call me on hold. You say I go die. Now you say I don't too old. One person.
Like this.
So what?
Okay, so I'm going to put your fishing line
Sit up straight.
into this one.
You should sit up for no please. I just
Into this C, like this. You put it into this form. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's to come out here. So into this.
Oh, sweetie, it could be sweetie, eh? That's all my head scatter. Sweetie, hungry you, eh? I can't do it.
And then
But I did
cross
tell you.
into this one.
Yes, I did try. You know, say my mother didn't hear what?
Like this.
See what I don't do that with them. Don't bring out all the food.
Like this.
I have that for.
So you are going to pass again until both fishing lines come out of here. So let's pass together.
Sir? And no, the next one I go do a timetable too for exercise. The time we should be wake up in the morning, wake up at like 6 o'clock. We'll go exercise. My friend, give me my phone. What rubbish is this? No phone.
Like this.
Hello. No.
So we're going to put it here.
Oh, your mother is fine as always. Yes. Besides this,
and put it inside this two.
No, she is nonsense.
One,
This girl thinks she can control me. You should see the menu she gave me. In the morning to make it.
we're crossing into the second one. We're crossing into this one.
You're finding it funny, right? And now she wants to do a timetable for me.
So this one, we're not adding any bead to join it. It's the already made this thing that we're going to be using. See, like this. Look at this side, like this. So we're going to put it inside 1, 2, 3 again. They will both come out here. Then you put them inside 1, 2. This one cross it here. So it's just that process.
Are you still coming back?
So
that's not fair now. But that's not fair. Why? Because of. Oh, I see. Because of. What you see. Alright. Take care of yourself.
so we are going to put it here. I'm going to put it here. Just anyhow you do it, just be putting them into the fishing line into 4 beads and be crossing. Then you pass outside again and cross into the other side. So
you and I will now laugh and joke. Whether you woman give me better. If no, you woman, is it your business? Get out of here with this your nonsense menu. Get out! You want to hold dogs for us? I don't think this girl will work, honestly. Imagine the gods. No, then you go give me better. You have cast now. First walk with you, don't start. First one exercise. You say exercise. I bet go to bed.
So we pass again into the next ring, Put your line into this, the other line into this. Just cross them into that bead, and now you're going to put into the next, form another ring again on the other side. You cross into the bead on the other side, like this. So you pass your line into this ring again.
5, 7, 8, 10.
Now you're going to make another ring with beads on both sides.
There are certain things that come easy to you. This one is touching. This one. Like this? Hey!
So it's that simple. Although it's tricky, but once you get it, it's simple. We're not using any bead to join them together like the other normal matching design. can just play the video on lower speed and zoom it in for it to be able to see very well and get this part. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section. If you want me to give you a one-on-one tutorial on this part or any design at all, you can just text me. I'm willing to share this knowledge. I'm willing to teach. If you want to learn physically too, I am also willing to teach that too. I'm willing to pass the knowledge to anybody that is willing to learn. Just get your materials ready and we're good to go. So this will be our last string. So now when you get here, you're going to pass back inside.
So now to the handles.
So first you're going to put your line into these two beads. Into this two, this one too. So you add 2 beads to the line here, 2 beads to the line here. After adding 2 beads to the line here, you're going into the next bead here. Next bead and add, then you're going to add 2 beads to the fishing line at the top. So you come here into this bead, this fishing line. You're going to add 3 beads and cross into the third. So you're going to put your line into the next 2 beads. To the next 2 beads, and now you are going to cross with 1 bead. Like this. So now on this 9 you add 3 beads and cross with the third on the one at the top. Like this. So the next 2 beads, you go into the next 2 beads and then you cross with 1 bead. cross into one bead. Like this. So now again you're going to add 3 beads to this fishing line. So you go into the next 2 beads. I hope you can see. To the next 2 beads. Then you cross into one bead. So now you add 3 beads to this one here. 3 beads to the fishing line here. So into the next 2 beads, and you cross with 1 bead. Like this. You check, so you're not going to pass this side. So add 3 beads to this line again. And cross into the 3rd. Like this. So the last but not the least, look at it. Can you see? Just 1 bead. Now you come back up. You can see. So you come back up. You come back up. So you put your fishing line into the next bead. Like you come out from here after passing up into the next bead, and you add 2 beads to the bead fishing line here. So you add 3 beads to the fishing line at the top. Like that. Now you go into the next 2 beads. And you cross with 1 bead. Now you add 3 beads to the fishing line at the top again. So you go into the next 2 beads again, and you cross with 1 bead. you add 3 beads to the fishing line at the top. And you cross into the 3rd bead. Now you go into the next 2 beads. You come to the top again. When you come out here, you come into the next bead, then add 2 beads here and cross into the 2nd. Like this. So now you add 3 beads here. Like this. So now I'm going to add 2 beads. Sorry, you're going to pass into these 2 beads, and then you're going to add 1 bead. And that brings us to the end of this step. So we pass our line. So let's pass our line inside. So now let's do the handle. Let's finish up with the handle. You're going to put your fishing line into this bead here. And now you put a bead inside the fishing line. You put the bead here. You put a bead in the middle, and then you put your fishing line here, and then you are going to cross with another bead.
So now we are going to build our handle. I have done the first one off camera, so watch as I do this.
So into the next one, you go into the next one. Then you cross into another bead. Another one. Go into the next bead. You cross into so you go into the next bead again on the other side too. Then you cross into then you go into so do this. This is what it's going to look like. So now we're going to build. We keep building. You add 2 beads to this line, and then you cross into the 3rd. Then you go into the next bead here. You add one bead, or let's say you add 2 beads. You add 2 beads to this fishing line here, and you cross into the second. So now you put it inside this last bead, and then into the next bead up, and then you cross into 1 bead. Like this. So you keep building, just keep building. So guys, in our next video I'll be teaching you how to attach our inner, that is our lining, and our zipper to the bag. And that is that for this tutorial. I hope you guys learned 1 or 2 things from this video. I hope you are able to make your own Bottega Veneta design. Thank you.